Hi friends, I'm Sincerely Unique. Happy patch week for Genshin. Furina is home. I recently finished the Archon quest, and I will be doing her story quest later on after this recording. But one thing I was told over in the community Discord is that Furina has all the Archons have extra voice lines for Furina. Once you finish the Archon quest, Neuvillette I believe also does, and maybe some other characters. But the only characters I currently have the friendship levels to even try to view voice lines about Furina is the Archons, because I've had them for such a long time that I could level up their friendship casually. I don't really level them up aggressively like like other people do. I just take my time with friendship levels. So let's check them out. Talk about Furina.
A bard must be versed in both music and song, but a stage performer requires far more skills than just these.
Like
hey,
Furina.
Don't you think we should invite her over to put on a show at the next Windbloom
Oh,
Festival?
please, just figure out Windbloom.
Huh?
That would be fun to finally bring back Windbloom.
Fontaine? Well, I mean, she's such a talented artiste. It's no wonder.
Venti.
I wouldn't be surprised even if she saved the entire world.
There was a voice line about Full Solor. I don't know if it was in the game or if it was in the beta or what, but Venti absolutely did not like her, if I remember correctly. So hearing this is such a big contrast. But I would love to see Furina in Windbloom. I don't think we had a Windbloom this year, did we? Or we had something. Didn't we have Ludi Harpastum instead this year with Calais? It feels so long ago that I don't even remember. But I would love to see Furina and the Archons together, you know, in one of these festival events. I think it would be such a fun time. Next is Zhongli. I'm trying to make sure I don't miss any lines about Full Solors, but I think those have all been deleted, unfortunately. Yeah, I think they're gone. So I can only do Full Solor stuff. Do not look at the fact that I don't have my characters leveled.
She made a contract with her own self to save the nation. Strictly
With her,
to it for
yeah,
over
technically
5
it's her own
centuries without once wavering, and even fooled the heavenly principles in the end. I have great respect for approaches to justice that place exacting demands not only on others, but also on the self. Though her divinity has vanished, and the throne of the Archon is no more, Furina will go down in Fontaine's history as a god of justice worthy of recognition.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to be quiet so that because everyone has such long voice lines. So what Zhongli's voice line here actually has a bunch of stuff to unpack. So yes, she made a contract with her old self, which is Full Solor technically. I don't even know if Furina should have. I guess it's correct that they're giving the voice, like they're regarding her as Furina, because I believe Zhongli had a voice line about Full Solor before the Archon quest here, but now that we've done it, Full Solor is technically no more. It's Furina instead. And I had a really hard time understanding what was going on and how we were actually fooling Celestia during the Archon quest, but what technically is happening, and from what I got after processing everything, is that Celestia, as far as Celestia is aware, the Archon is still alive. Like, Furina is still present and running around. But I guess what Celestia hasn't noticed is that the seat of the Hydro Archon is gone. And who knows when they'll ever notice that. And I really wonder what the Pyro Archon and what the Cryo Archon are gonna do in the future, man. Okay, next we have the Raiden Shogun. Oh my god, I have so much crap everywhere. Tell me about Furina.
For 5 centuries, I dueled the Raiden Shogun in my personal realm of consciousness to confirm the steadfastness of my will. Yet this Furina you speak of, though possessing only a frail human body, committed herself to acting out her part every second of every day for 500 years. A true battle of the spirit. Her willpower has indeed reached the level of a god.
Raiden. So, I believe this voice line won't even unlock for you unless if you do Raiden Shogun's second story quest, because that's basically what the first sentence is talking about. For the general consensus from the fandom so far is that Furina is probably the best written Archon we've gotten to this day. And they really emphasize that part of the Archon quest where literally she was fighting for her life for 500 years. That is and so much trauma from that, and I just wonder how she's going to recover. They talked about it a little bit towards the end of the Archon Quest that Furina needs to recover, and I have a feeling that we're going to delve deeper into her trying to heal from all of that in her story quest. And I'm going to hope it's not something like the Raiden Shogun's first story quest, where it's like, what the hell are we actually doing type of deal. Some of you may have watched my playthrough of Riceley's story quest, and I was very not happy for the majority of that. We're going to hope that Furina's story quest is good, and, you know, it's going to actually feel like a very good continuation of the main scenario. Okay, tell me about Furina.
People often say that wisdom isn't about what you know, but knowing what you can change. It is beyond question that the prophecy was carved into Ermin so long ago.
Oh.
And while it may look like nothing has changed, it also seems like everything has.
Excuse
I think
me?
we both know her to be smart enough to turn the fate of the world around.
So... There's once again more to unpack here. So, if Nahida knew that the prophecy was in Ermin's soul all this time, why did she tell us before we went to Fontaine? Did she tell us? I don't even remember anymore. I don't. But that is interesting that it was in Ermin's soul. And I guess Furina's act actually might be enough to even possibly fool Ermin's soul itself if it could fool Celestia. But yeah, like, the Archons of Sumeru and Fontaine, I could understand them having such a close bond with one another because they're both geniuses, they're both life, like elements of life itself, and I really hope to see... I would love to see a very friendly Furina, Nahida interaction. I think that would be very cute.
It's been years since I last saw my master. I should hope that
This has always been in the game.
Be able to force her to use both hands to beat me.
I don't know, dude. She yeeted you straight back into Sneznaya. Anyway.
But I don't like her at all. If she stood to benefit from betraying others, she'd turn against the Tsaritsa in a heartbeat.
I have a feeling she will.
There isn't a sane bone in her body.
Considering that the knave has a vision, I have a feeling we're going to be working with her against the Tsaritsa. From what I understand, even after the Archon quest, Arlecchino doesn't seem to actually hate him. Especially towards the end there. It's just Child who does not like her at all. And who knows, maybe in the future, sometime in the Fontaine arc, Child will come back and, you know, maybe we'll actually see him and Arlecchino interact, you know, and not directly backhand each other. All this video really did was make me really want the Archons to interact in game. But now that the Fontaine arc is done, we're going to be in some quote-unquote filler patches. You know, there's probably going to be a Dainsleif quest and an Archon interlude quest thrown around here somewhere, but expect a lot of filler patches from here on out. Besides the interlude quest and the Dainsleif quest, as we know, usually what happens at this point in the Genshin Impact patch cycle is a lot of side content, a lot of world building that's pretty fun, actually, but some people might consider it filler and just bleh. For example, my freaking... I can tell when it comes to engagement. Engagement with the channel pretty much fell a lot after the Sumeru arc. And it went back up again with the Fontaine arc. But that's pretty much how expansions work. That is the way they are. No main scenario. People are not as interested. There's good moments. There's some good moments coming up. I know it. Let me know what you're looking forward to with the Genshin Impact patches in the future in the comment section below. I personally am very much looking forward to Lancet, right, as usual. Maybe we'll see Furina show up? Question mark. But that should be in a couple of weeks. A couple of months, actually, not weeks. Oh yeah, I will be doing Furina's story quest later on tonight. Anyway, this video's gone on long enough. I appreciate anyone listening in, and I just enjoyed talking about the lore of this game with everyone in the comments. I do. Alrighty, bye friends.